in Nigeria, it is becoming a case of the more you see, the less you understand. After the Federal Ministry of Sport released a statement scrapping the league management company, that is the company that oversees the Nigerian Professional Football League, and it of course advised the Nigerian Football Federation to set up an interim management committee that will oversee the affairs of football in Nigeria. But at the same time, the sports ministry also suggested that the NFF should ensure that the chief executive officer of the LMC, who is Shehu Diko, who has been part of running Nigerian football, to oversee the interim management committee, and that has left so many answers without so many questions, I meant to say, without answers. And of course, it was a good outing for Nigerian clubs on the continent over the weekend in the CAF Champions and of course in the Confederations Cup. And of course, the CAF Super Cup was played over the weekend, but a lot of people were saying that it should have come before the football season even got underway in Africa. But in Africa, that is how we do our things. And of course, like usual, like we do on the show, we travel to Ghana where we talk about the new endorsement deal that the GFA has secured for the Black Stars, a $1 million deal for the 2022 FIFA World Cup, so that to ensure that there will be no case or no rancor regarding the issue of payment. So on the show, welcome. My name is Olafemi Ashaolu. James Agurebe is in the studio, and Kyle Ogundari join us live via video. James, I'll start with you. Welcome. How was your weekend?
Yeah, fine, Femi. There were no,
no games in England.
Due to the death of Queen Elizabeth. But still, we're still able to, eke out something.
It was still action-packed, particularly on the continent.
Yes, for Nigerian club size, thank God they did well. It was against all expectations, but at least we're happy that they got off to a good footing.
Kyle Ogundari, thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here, Femi, as always. Thank you.
Okay, I'll start with you, Kayode. I'm sure you saw that release by the Sports Ministry. How did you feel about, or what do you think about the order to the NFF to ensure that, or to allow the chief executive officer of the now defunct, you can say defunct, league management company? So, because as it is, the Sport Ministry is withdrawing the license given to the LMC to manage the NPFL. But how do you think that Shehu Diko will still continue to be in charge of the interim management committee that has been asked to set up?
Tell me, I have a slightly different opinion from you on this issue. The fact that the Supreme Court nullified the authenticity of the LMC, what it says is that the body itself is illegal. Nobody has talked about the performance of the officers running the organization. That was not in contention, Femi. You and I know they have run the league a grant. There is practically, I'm sorry if I'm being hyperbolic, but there's nothing to write home about the league. But then the case in court was not about their performance. It was about the legality of the body they run. So that was why the Sports Ministry, in order to avert what could possibly be a crisis, a legal crisis, decided to still incorporate the Shehu Diko into this committee. Into the committee, the proposed committee that is going to run the league henceforth. Yeah, Femi, we can bring that case in on another table, whether they are fit and proper to run the league, which I must confess they are not. But in this instant case, it is the legality of the body itself, not the performance, not the performance of the officers running it. So it is allowed that they could argue in court that it was for the efficient and smooth running of their operations. That was why they decided not to rock the boat. But if they are going to bring in other people now, that means this will be people who are coming afresh, who have to learn all the ropes. So they want to ensure a smooth running. That's why they decided to still bring Diko in and all of that. For me, that's the case for another day. As it is now, the body itself stands nullified by a pronouncement of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Another thing I don't want us to make mistake about it. It wasn't the Sports Ministry or the Nigerian government that says the body is illegal. It is the Supreme Court of Nigeria. It is the court that said it is illegal. Because I saw the release, and I've listened to pronouncements since it happened. The way the ministry has positioned itself as an actor in this. It is not an actor. You understand? It is not an active actor. It is the pronouncement of a court and the highest court of the land that says this body is nullified, not the sports ministry, not the Nigerian government, because we should also get that clear in order to avoid legal tangles along the line. So the court has said, and once the Supreme Court has made a pronouncement, nobody can change it again. Not in this country, not anywhere. So they cannot even appeal, because it is the last court of it is the last court of the land. So they cannot appeal it. That's why they decided to move on and then incorporate these people. For me, are they worthy of being in the new body or whatever? Let's have that discussion sometimes. And sometimes when we are ready for it. But for now, what was in contention was the legality of the body itself, not about the performance.
Kayode, please still stay with us. James, I always look at, we could have avoided why we are here right now. Now, when the LMC was being set up, why was it that all the necessary things were not done, that its legality has to be in question? And to the extent that the case had to be taken to the Supreme Court, through the High Court, through the Appeal Court, and even to the Supreme Court. Yeah,
it just goes to show the way we do our things here. When we put in the horse before the cat, or that usual saying. I mean, I don't know why we always do things, put square pegs around, we just do the thing that we're supposed to do first. We end up doing it last. I mean, this is what is coming up now, and this one is kind of another distraction. Instead of thinking forward, looking at the election, how we're going to better our football.
We don't even know when the 2022-2023 league season
is even going to start, because now the league body they are now starting.
They have to constitute another professional board for the league.
You know, so all this we just like to just throw distractions, and I don't know where this thing will lead to now, because these guys now they are now distracted. They now have to focus on this new body that is going to be set up now, and all the plans about the new league now, when the date, that one is secondary for them now. Our clubs they've done well in the continent now, so that was another. Instead of basking in that now, we now start fighting over, just like what Kayode said, this is a submission from the highest body. So it is something that must be tackled, I mean, their hands are full now, and let's just hope everything is done right, and we position our football because everything is being molded up now, and it's continuing to cause problems for our football. So I don't know. I just pray everything gets settled.
Kayode, very quickly, in 1 minute, how much of a distraction do you think this will be, like James raised? Because we don't even know when the 2022-2023 NPFL season will get underway. Of course, we saw the Ghana Premier League got underway over the weekend. Now, Nigeria, we don't even know when we are going to start. How much of a distraction do you think this will be, now that they have to set up an interim management committee for the league?
You are talking as if distraction has always been a part of our football.
This is another dimension of distraction.
Like James rightly said, there are some things that we left undone at the beginning. And to be fair, this argument has been raised all along by stakeholders that the body itself was illegal, because it was something that was just already conscripted, put together by some people, and by the nature of its ownership and setup, it's nobody. You don't need a law degree, Femi, to know that a day like this will come when the Supreme Court or any court of the land, for example, will strike it down. So I am happy it is coming now. Is it going to be a distraction? We have always been distracted. We have always done the right thing. We have always failed to do the right thing at the right time. So as far as the issue of when the league is going to happen, that will not be because the LMC was scrapped. Last season, when it was not scrapped, we knew how long it took for the season to start. 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, 4 seasons ago, the LMC has not had a calendar which it follows. So for me, it will just be the same of the old same. And that's where you could now talk about the issue of the appropriateness of having a Sheodiku who led the body that was notified, and they're still leading this one because he has not shown competence.
And the Sheodiku is even a barrister.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He has not shown competence, and there is no other reason why he should be there apart from what we have adduced there, that probably because he just wanted a smooth running of things, which in any way it's not going to happen at any rate. For me, I think we should not be overly bothered, although it is going to affect Nigerian clubs on the continent, regardless of the initial what do you call it, good news that we had over the weekend, which I will allow you to talk about. For me, all ultimately are going to be affected because there's a way non-activeness will affect you, will catch up with you. So for me, the players, the clubs are now on their own, doing whatever they can to make sure that they bring glory to this country without the input of the LMC, which is the body running the league. So for me, it's a catch-22 situation for us. You do, you are damned. You don't do, you are damned. I don't know what we should do. I don't know. Seriously, I don't.
I don't know when we actually come on this show and we will talk about some good things that we are doing right in Nigerian football. But I think to some people, they are saying that it's a case of a problem has changed name because, like how they rightly highlighted, you still have the same set of people still running the so-called Interim Management Committee. But James, let's look beyond that and talk about the outing of Nigerian clubs in the continent over the weekend. In the CAF champions, of course, Rivers United, there were 3-0 winners over Watanga FC of Liberia. And of course, Plateau United, they got a draw away to Gabon against Stade Manji. Very good outing for them. And of course, Kwara United, I think I would say I'm mostly surprised about their result. Of course, they played in Lagos, right? Kwara United, because their stadium, the Ilorin Township Stadium, I hope they will not mock me with that. It's not fit enough to host a CAF competition. Yeah. So, so they won 3-0 against AS Douane of Niger Republic. And Remo Stars went all the way to Morocco, and of course they got a draw, 1-0 against Absa Club. Of course, Ashanti Kotoko game will be coming on later. But let's talk about the exploits of Nigerian clubs over the weekend. James.
Yeah, I expected them to do well in this first instance. It's from the second round because it's like they have one leg already in all things being equal. One leg already in the next round. For me, the standout result for me there was Remo. I never expected them to get anything away to another African team. I mean,
but it's still not done and dusted. Like you and I said before we came to the
1-1 was a very good result. They were able to score an away goal. It now depends on them now to come back home now and
finish up the job.
Finish up the because it's not going to it's not going to be easy because you are able to hold them away. They can still they also can come here and nick a goal. You know how experienced these North Africans are when it comes to the continent. They are very good when it comes to the continental games. So good, like I said before, good one for Remo. I think their first ever outing. They were able to pull out that feat. I mean, it's very commendable. So I just pray and hope that when they come for the return leg, at least they'll be able to see this, or at least it will boost their morale going further into the competition. Like I told you in our last episode, I expected Rivers United and Plateau United to do well because they're an experience when it comes to campaigning on the continent. And Kwara United too, who got the ticket on the platter was good. So at least they show that they are a good side. And
please say it again so that
they are a good side. They are a good side. At least they didn't disappoint us. So I mean, good one for all the Nigerian teams. And I hope they were able to finish off the ties when the return leg kicks on.
Kind of the ordinary league, we saw the UEFA Champions League, we saw the qualifiers were played before of course, the main competition got underway. But our own, the same weekend that the Super Cup was played was the same weekend that the qualifiers also got underway. But let's look beyond that. What is your impression about the performances of Nigerian clubs over the weekend in the continent?
It was a good one all around for the four teams. I mean, the two teams who played away, Plateau United got a 2-2, Remo Stars got a 1-1, and those who played at home, Rivers United got a 3-0 win. Another team that was supposed to play at home that played home and an away ground, they also got a 3-win win, a 3-0 win. Even though we all know they are not supposed to be in the competition, they got there through the back door.
Which club is that?
Femi, I'm talking about your club. Your club, Kwara United. You guys go through the competition through the back door. You are still going to protest against
it's favor. We call it favor. We call it favor.
Yeah, okay. Because it's in your favor now, it is favor. It is against you now, you cry foul.
When God is for you, nobody can be against you. Yeah.
It was heartwarming results all over. But I am particularly impressed with Remo Stars and then Plateau United. Because apart from the fact that they played away, they played against formidable opponents. Plateau United played in Gabon, I believe, and Remo Stars went to Morocco. But then, for me, that is where my fear is. I've seen instances where clubs go away, do well in the first leg, and they believe all the work has been done away. A 1-1 away, what it means is that, or 2-2 away, like Plateau United did, what it means is if you could score this team away, that means they are also able to score you at home. I remember the year MFM of Lagos went on the continent. They played 1-1 in their first game against the Malian side. And everybody was mentally in their head, they thought that was all they needed. They go back to Nigeria in Lagos. I think it was at the Agege Stadium that year. You would be surprised that they required the grace of God and a goal that came out of nothing in order to be able to in order to be able to win the second leg. Everybody was practically on their knees praying that day, because if the other team had scored, MFM would have been in trouble. That's where this is very, very tricky for what do you call it, for Remo Stars. But like I said on the last program, they have a bunch of youthful players who do not fear anybody. They showed it last season in the league. Although they derailed, they could have ended higher up than they did, but they show that they do not fear anybody. They are willing and ready to play. They have a youthful coach who spent the last year in Portugal understudying Portuguese first division team, and now they have a owner, Mr. Kunle Shoname, who knows the intricacies of football. So they have a good organization, they have a good coaching, and they have a good team. All of this, Femi, makes for success. Then the X factor, luck, should also be there for them. So I think they are covered until the next round. Same with MFM. Sorry, why do I keep bringing MFM? Same with Plateau United. Then Kwara United and Rivers United should, after 3-0 wins, should safely go through. I think the real battle will start in the next round. So, Femi, hopefully all of this will come together. Let's get to the second round, and that's where I think the real action will start. For now, I can say with a degree of certainty that Nigerian clubs have moved into the next round where the real fireworks will be.
All right, thank you, Cowdy. We'll quickly go on this break. When we return, we'll talk about the Ghana Premier League. It got underway over the weekend, and of course, Out of Hope, they began their campaign on a losing note. And of course, we told you earlier that the GFA has secured a $1 million sponsorship deal for the Black Stars for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. And remember that they have an upcoming friendly against Brazil. So we'll be looking at all of those when we return. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and it's still Nigeria Super Fans Forum. Thank you very much for your comments. We read them, and sometimes you laugh when you see some of those comments, and sometimes, of course, it really gives us the strength to keep going. And of course, you highlighted a number of things that we've taken note in the comment section. Thank you very much from Japan, from Australia, from the UK, from the US, comments everywhere, even from Ghana. Thank you very much for always staying through with us. Now, let's go to the Ghana Premier League. Like we said, it got underway over the weekend, and I will quickly give you the rundown of the result. We have a Royal FC, of course, they defeated Accra Lions 1-0. Royal FC were playing at home. We have Legon Cities, they lost at home to Medema. And RTU Tamale, Red Tamale United, this team, of course, they drew 0-0 at home to Samatex 1996. And Karela United defeated Tamale City FC 1-0. Gold Stars lost at home to Dream FC. And Edwana, they inflicted the first defeat of the season on Out of Hope. Kayode, let's start with you. What do you think about this result before I go to James?
Yeah, this is a league, Femi. It's not a cup competition. So the fact that Accra Out of Hope lost, or that RTU drew at home, I do not set any stop by it. It is how strongly you finish that matters, not how fast you start. I mean, in a marathon, it's not the fastest person to start that wins. It is who is able to stay the course, who is able to stay the duration. I am very sure that at the end of this season, this could probably be the year of RTU. Taking back the league title up north.
Why did you single RTU? Why did you single RTU?
Because Femi, you said my team.
Of course. Okay. Now I understand.
Win this year. Okay. I want also take it's been a long time that the league has crossed the Accra Kumasi border. Now we want to take it up north to Tamale, and I'm sure this could be our year. Femi, keep your fingers crossed.
Okay, when I mentioned Kwara United earlier, you bantered me, so it was my own time to banter. James, let me come to you. We saw it was just a very, very narrow victory.
Yeah.
Well, we hope it won't signal what you're going to see this weekend. And let's point out that Ashanti Kotoko didn't play this weekend because of their the preparation for their CAF Confederations Cup. 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 0-0, or a 1-0 away win. I hope it won't signal what you're going to see this weekend because you're expecting a lot of goals in the Ghana Premier League.
Football, when there are goals, that's when you really enjoy it. But this is the first round of games, and you don't expect teams to just roll over another team. I mean, everybody have to come out with their A game, and that's why we saw this very slim margin of goals. I mean, the teams that featured in the first week, at least they've gone through preparations, and for those that lost, it's not as if they deliberately wanted to lose, but I mean that's football. So I expect to see goals as the league, going into in other rounds. Like I said, this is the first game. Everybody tried to be cautious and everything, and that's why I'm not surprised about the result. It's a normal thing. So from the match day 2, you begin to see teams losing up, and we'll start to see more goals. And for Hearts of Oak, I believe they will bounce back. This is the team that I've been following for a long time. I remember when they won the CAF Champions League, that should be 2000, when they defeated Esperance, the likes of Charles Taylor, likes of Ishmael Ado. I mean, that was a fantastic squad, so they did very well then. So I expect them to bounce back. This is just a blip. I believe that they will come over it and give the league what we really want.
Kayode, we didn't see Suleiman Tari over the weekend, but we are yet to see if he has actually moved over to Kotoko, like a lot of people have said. But Kayode, one thing, it's Frank Etoga is really not happy with Kotoko because we thought that, remember that he wanted to move to, there were reports that he wanted to join Udinese in Italy, and I think that deal fell through, and it seems Etoga is blaming the club for that failed move. Remember, he scored 21 goals for the club last season. He was instrumental to them winning the title. But report in Ghana, according to Ghana Soccer Net, is that he's unhappy with the club and he wants to leave. But I think it would be a big minus for them on the continent this season. If at all he will stay, and he will not be, he will be unhappy with the club.
In situations like this, it could come as a disappointment after a very, very good season if you fail to realize your dream move. Already on Nigeria Superfans, we were already celebrating that move, thinking it was going to go through, given the information we had at our disposal. It fell through, like you said, and the player is unhappy, which is understandable. Everybody will be unhappy in that kind of situation. But then what that does now is sets up a challenge for him to show that last season was not a fluke. If he's able to score 20 goals this season, everybody will take him serious. Everybody will sit up and take notice of him, and they will probably get a bigger deal. Delay is not denial sometimes, Femi. That deal did not come through because probably the elements are preparing something bigger for him. So for me, I think he should just man up, forget about whatever it is. He should not get disgruntled to the point where he loses his focus, because this season will be a defining season for him. If he doesn't measure up now, no deal, whether on the continent or in Europe, will come through for him. In fact, he will be relegated even in his team if he fails to measure up to a performance. Now, it is a challenge. This is a defining challenge for him. It is called the second season syndrome, Femi, the SSS. If he's able to do that, repeat it, Femi, I can bet you that a bigger move than Udinese will come. But if he doesn't, if he allows this to weigh him down, it will not only be a minus for him, it will also be a minus for his team. Because now they will be saddled with a player who is disgruntled, who is not ready, whose head is not in the right place to play, and they may not be able to get him off the wage bill because they want to make profit from his sale, which they will not be able to do if he's not playing. So it's like everybody is caught up in this web now. The club is caught up. The guy is the player. Etoga himself is caught up. So everybody has to come through and do what is right for themselves.
All right, thank you, Kayode. Of course, we told you that the GFA has secured $1 million with a digital finance firm in Africa, a very big digital finance firm in Africa. $1 million. The company is known as Mara. James, how much of a boost is it going to be? Earlier, we talked on the show about how the the GFA itself set up a committee to raise money for the Black Stars going to the World Cup for sponsorship in order to avoid the scenario that happened in Brazil about 8 years ago. Yeah. Now, $1 million is already in the kitty, and we believe that some other deal will also come along in order to ensure that the players focus and do well at the tournament.
You know, for me, that's the beauty of qualifying for the World Cup. I mean, sponsorship, everything, they will start falling all over them because, you know, it's going to be a win-win for everybody involved, you know. So that's why qualifying for the World Cup, the Super Eagles not qualifying, I mean, it was very sad because, you know, even as we journalists, we know what it does to us, you know, content and advert and all those things. So for Ghana to qualify, I mean, we know that these are kind of things.
So there's
that
going to be
happen.
some
this is not even going to be the last. You're still going to hear more sponsors because this an opportunity to, you know, to display your brands, you know. So the Black Stars have given this company this opportunity, and they are going to come together, and it's a very good one for them. And GFA too, they've been showing that they are serious about moving Ghanaian football forward. It's a usual thing, you know, when sponsorship started. I remember when Super Eagles qualified for 2018 World Cup. I mean, sponsors were just coming left, right, and center.
Yeah,
so I'm not surprised that the GFA have backed this one. So good one for them, and I hope that the fallout from it will be used judiciously, because we don't want what happened in 2014 to repeat itself, because the players too, they are following what is happening. You know, I mean, they can't hear things like this, and when the main thing happened, they start hearing issues of money. I mean, so this one should be part of the thing that would have solved that. So going forward, I just hope that more sponsors will come in so that the players will have the opportunity to focus on the football, and knowing that the other aspect, which is the money aspect, has been taken care of. So good one for the GFA.
Kayode, the GFA, they have shown that they have learned from history, and they do not want history to repeat itself again. And the $1 million already in the kitty, even as they are preparing for the friendly against the Samba boys.
Femi, it's a good one. $1 million in any currency is big money. But unfortunately, the nature of the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, $1 million is not enough to prepare. I also agree that you said other sources, other monies can come in from other sources. I agree with you, but the money has to come in fast and quick enough so that preparations could be put into, the final touches should be put to preparations. Like James said, we do not want a situation, the embarrassment of 2014, we do not want it to repeat itself. We want the GFA to do whatever is humanly possible. We want the government to come into play to make sure that whatever it takes, because when issues happen, when there's a fight over allowances and bonuses, it is not about the Black Stars again. It is about Africa. It is the continent that is brought into focus, that everybody will talk about. Why always Africa? Why always us? So the Ghana government must come into play, make sure that they provide. Tell me, it is a capital-intensive project going to the World Cup. We may not see the returns in monetary terms, but the human, the capital, the social capital, the human capital that comes with it, the fact that Ghana will be among the best teams in the world, the Ghana flag will be flown. That is more than enough publicity that money cannot buy. Because a lot of people, there will be a lot of research from journalists, from fans about Ghana. Where is Ghana? Who are the Ghanaians? So a lot of things that your Ministry of Information, your orientation agency cannot even deal with, that will come on the platter of gold for you. So that when people talk, what is the benefit of going to the World Cup? Yeah, they may not be tangible, they may not be seen in monetary terms, but the windfall that you get from attending the World Cup is much. That's why you see everybody practically killing themselves to be at the World Cup. Now is the time. I expect that before the team goes into a base camp for training, everything about the issue of money should have been sorted out.
All right, thank you, Kayode. Please still stay with us. James, Brazil has released the list of 26 man teams that will be taking on Ghana in an international friendly.
Yeah.
And Neymar is headlining that deal. So it's going to be a very big test for Ghana.
Yeah, a good one. I mean, you're going to the World Cup, so we expect to play the best. And they will be playing against Portugal, that's Ghana, Black Stars, and Brazil, Portugal. I mean, you know the closeness between both countries, you know, so teams that are loaded with superstars. Aside the Neymar, we have top...
Vinicius Junior, Casemiro, Anthony.
So I mean, what can you know? So the Black Stars, they have their hands full. I mean, it's a big one that the GFA were able to organize this friendly for them. I mean, it goes to show that they really want them to do well at the World Cup. And for me, they shouldn't really focus on the outcome of the game. The game. What should be uppermost in their mind, especially the Otoado coaching crew, is how these players perform. You know, a lot of I don't know. I mean, most of these guys, I think this should be their first appearance at the World Cup. Apart from the likes of Dede Ayew, Jordan Ayew, you know, very few of them who have been to the World Cup. So a lot of
the
them,
likes of the new guys coming in, the Naki Williams, the Salisu, the Tarek Lamptey, even the Afena Gyan, they've not been to the World Cup.
Thomas Partey,
Mame Kudus, they've not been to the World Cup.
Thomas Partey has never been to the World Cup. So this is an opportunity, and I hope that they will be able to express themselves well against Brazil. I mean, how many teams can organize such big, high-profile friendly against the 5-time World Cup winners? So the good one for the GFA that they were able to go this far. So I expect that aside this, there are other, they will play against Nicaragua. I hope that they will be able to still organize more high-profile friendly games, because Ghana needs to do very well at the World Cup. We also what they did in 2010, 2014 was off. It's not something to be proud about, you know, as a Black Stars fan. So I expect them to do well against Brazil. Though they've never beaten Brazil in the last 4 meetings, Brazil have won all the meetings. But like I said, this is just a friendly game. They should be able to use it to prepare well and check out most of these guys who are coming in for the first time. And I just hope they do well, so that we will see the best of the Black Stars when the World Cup starts.
Okay, Kayode, September 23rd, the game will be going down in September 23rd, I mean, between Ghana and Brazil. It's going to be a very, very interesting day for a lot of Ghanaians, because I know they want to see what the Black Stars will do. And particularly for Toa, they want to throw in some of these new guys, the Tarek Lamptey, the Naki Williams, of course, Salisu Mohammed, and the likes of them. How much of a test do you think that will be to Ghana? And how much of preparation do you think Otoado will want to use that opportunity to put his team together?
It's going to be a massive. Brazil energy is a massive game for anybody in the whole world. You, like James rightly said, and again, like he said, we should not be concerned about the outcome of the game, about the result of the game. What we should focus on is the performance of the players.
Even if it's a whitewash, we should not be concerned.
Yeah, it is possible. But like I said, we should do two things. For me, we should not focus on the result one. Then we should temper our expectations that this is what Ghana is going to be doing. And that's where I don't want commentators, especially public figures, to put the team under pressure. When you begin to say they will win the World Cup, they will do this, they will do that, it puts them under enormous pressure. Now I want us to temper our expectations, one, then two, hope that they do well. Of course, the team has not been together since June when they went for the Carling Cup, I suppose. Now they will have few days to get together for the Brazil game. That I'm saying this to let our fans understand that the result of the game itself should not matter. It is about the performance of players. Otoado is trying to test out some players. Let's see how that works out. And for me, that I think is the most important thing. Not about whether they beat Brazil or Brazil beats them. That's not the most important thing at this time.
Thank you, Kayode, for your incisive analysis. I have to let you go now. Thank you very much for joining us on the show.
All right, Femi, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, James, let's talk about Ronaldo effect now. We know Ronaldo is not the same Ronaldo that we saw at Real Madrid. Now Ronaldo is 37. Yeah. Now, as we leave the studio now, do you think it will make much of an impact in that game against the Black Stars?
Ronaldo, anytime, any day, is a dangerous player.
Because Figo is saying he will deliver at the World Cup.
Yeah, he's a very experienced player. All he does now is to score. Ronaldo, he may not be that number 9 in the mood of Lewandowski, Benzema, who just station themselves in the attack, and Ronaldo is somebody who can score from anywhere. I mean, the last time when they met Ghana, he scored the 2 goals, which Portugal is beating Ghana 2-1. So this is not the first time he's meeting Ghana. He knows what because that was a tough game for Portugal also. The two teams even crashed out in the group stage. So they know themselves. He knows Ghana. They know what he can do, and I think it's going to be a hell of a game. Ronaldo is not somebody who just shove aside, because that's why the fact that he's approaching 40, he still has that knack to score goals. He knows how to sniff out goals. So the Black Stars, they have their work cut out. So, and let's just hope that they're able to contain him. Not only him now, there are so other
Bruno Fernandes,
you have Bernardo Silva, you have Felix, and the rest. So let's just hope that the Black Stars are able to give us a good representation when they meet Portugal. I don't think any African team has ever defeated Portugal at the World Cup. So let's just hope and pray that the Black Stars will be the first, to end that streak.
And we say a big amen to that. James, in 30 seconds before we leave, let's talk about this man, Ugando Pickett, this popular Fecafoot or Indomitable Lion supporter. He's been with them for 40 years. You see him in international tournaments. He paints himself in the colors of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. And of course, he's been granted an invite as a special guest at the opening match of the FIFA World Cup by Fecafoot president Samuel Eto'o. I think it's really worth it.
Yeah, this goes to show that he's somebody who doesn't joke with the Indomitable Lions.
40 years.
I think I know the guy with the
big body.
I think I first saw him at the 2004 AFCON when Nigeria wanted to play Cameroon in the quarterfinal. So the guy has come a long way.
40 years.
So he has been through
the
good and the
bad. How will
you
describe passion?
The good and the bad side of Indomitable Lions. So it's a good one that they recognize him, and he goes to motivate other people that sometimes it's not even until you get paid before you do all these things. I mean, I know that most of these things he's done through his own, he's financing himself, So so it goes to show that all what he has been doing, they've not, they've never forgotten him. He's somebody that they celebrate, and it's a good one that Samuel Eto'o has recognized him, and even from the other people too, join him in giving out their support. So congratulations to him.
James Agberebe, thank you for coming on the show today.
Always a pleasure, Femi.
Thank you very much. And of course, the 2020 FIFA World Cup is just about 10 weeks away now. So we'll continue to get our fingers crossed as far as preparation is concerned. Remember, I've said on this show that the Black Stars, Ghana, will be my adopted country as far as this World Cup is concerned. Even if Kwara United will be at the World Cup, I won't support Kwara United. I'm going to support the Black Stars. So we'll be getting get you closer to the action as far as that is concerned. And for the friendly with Brazil, we'll be letting you know as events and development, of course, comes out of the GFA and of course from Otuado. This is where we'll be drawing the curtain on the show today. Thank you for always being there for us. Remember, wherever you are reaching us from, please let us know. Anywhere around the world, please let us know. And like we say, if you want to call our attention to anything regarding football in Africa, please indicate in the comment section. Remember, share our videos, subscribe, and that button, that bell, just click on it so that our videos can drop right into your phone or your device whenever it is dropped, rather than having to wait for them. Thank you very much. Thank you once again. We can't say that enough. Until next time, my name remains Oluwafemi Ashalu. Bye for now.